Hey guys, Zach Calhoun here. Excited to have you. Whether you're brand new at virtual tours or you've been a seasoned photography or digital media pro for a long time, this video series is the best virtual tour selling content you're gonna find. So pay close attention because I chat with Hurd out of Colorado, who's sold over 500 virtual tours in person, and he's showing us A to Z, every single step in his selling script, his selling process, what he does exactly, how he shows it, what objections he overcomes. As he says in an interview, sales is king. I do my very best to ask questions and poke and prod and pull out gold that I think you guys would have questions about as you go out there and provide this service in your local context. If you would like to download this entire interview in one big file, scroll below the video, click the link, and I'll send it to you. And of course, join our Facebook group, Virtual Tour Profit. Just search in Facebook and you'll find it and request to join the group. And then lastly, check out cloudpano.com. Become a Pro Plus member today as we provide world-class 360 virtual tour software to the community. We're excited to have you here and enjoy the interview.
Okay, I'll ask a couple questions. I wrote this down. So you said you have DSLR is one of the services you offer. You offer point and shoot, which is like, the single shot camera, which a lot of our users have. You have even keyword photos. So you have a camera in case you want to shoot keyword photos, or okay, you mentioned a older gentleman who wants some photos of his space. Makes sense on Google. Here's my question. So you also have the hosted tour. So that's four things you just rattle off. Awesome. Tell me this. You brought up an objection. An older gentleman says, I don't know what this is. I don't care or whatever. Is this really a big deal? How do you overcome that objection? Because an 80% close rate means you have experience and you're good at what you do. Let's say someone's new and they're going out knocking on a door. Okay. Older guys like, who is this guy coming in here bothering me, blah, blah, blah. Because most of the time when you're selling something, you're interrupting somebody. Right? You're coming there like asking for money. Of course, yeah, that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Don't apologize for it. Don't do that. But guy doesn't understand it fully. He's older. He's like, and he says, hi, wait, what is this? This is new technology. I don't even know what this is. What do you say?
All right. So whenever I start to engage with a business owner, you've got to, first you want to be able to quantify everything that you're selling to them. Like what are they going to get back in return for it? How are they going to see results? What is the value for it? And you've got to do the same thing for you as a salesperson. As you're not only selling your product, you're selling yourself, and you're selling yourself first. And that is the most important thing. If somebody likes you, they trust you, they're going to be a lot more willing to believe that, yes, you are going to have higher engagement rates. They may not understand what that is, but maybe this guy knows it's something and, I trust him. Okay, this is something that I need to do. I'm also really quick to give away free information, so before we've closed a deal, I'll ask a small business owner, hey, are you part of this Facebook group locally? They allow small business owners to post. And, we've got one locally called Word of Mouth Littleton. It's a pretty big group. It's got like 60, 70,000 members. And the admin is really friendly and loves to have small local businesses come and post, say, hey, we're having a sale. Why don't you come in and check us out? We're a mom and pop store. And I might whip out my phone and show them the group and say, hey, here's some similar posts. And look at this one company kind of similar to yours just posted. And they've got 45 replies. 45 people are interested in their business.
I would be
engaging on Facebook in these sort of groups. And they're like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
the older generation is actually pretty engaged on Facebook. So, the younger generation, they're using Snapchat and Instagram. Oftentimes, when you're talking to a business owner, usually they're older and more established, and chances are they are familiar with Facebook. So they've got a Facebook profile. They may not be using Facebook groups or really getting the most out of Facebook, but they're familiar with it. And then you show them, hey, look at these groups, and you just show them a quick example. They're like, oh, wow, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Another thing I always pitch when I'm going into a small business owner is, I'll say, are you using the Google My Business app? And they're like, no, I have it. I used it once when I set up my business. And I go, yeah, you're right. Every business owner they get on Google and they put up their name, their phone number, their address, their website if they have one, and they think I'm done. I'm on Google now. That's all I wanted to do is get on Google. And I'll show them that there's actually a feature called Post, and I'll whip it out and say, you just got to click this button and then go snap a picture of something interesting, and I'll pull out, hey, look, you got this little figurine or whatever it is. Snap a picture and then write a little text. Try to use some keywords, words that people might be searching for. What people are searching for. It's your business. You're the expert on your business. So let's say it's a boutique, and I'll say, take a picture of this hair clip, whatever. You got a ton of stuff here. The picture is important. And then write, hey, come in, mention that you saw this post on Google, come into Denver's premier women's boutique, mention that you saw this on Google, and we'll give you 10% off your first purchase. Bam, and then fire that out to Google. Those posts are temporary. They only last for 48 hours, but you will see people coming in and asking for that 10% off. Well, you know what that means? They saw it on Google. You've converted 60 seconds of your time to create these posts into people coming into your store. It might be a one-time sale. You might just have gotten a lifelong customer. When I go in and I pitch these kind of free things before I'm really, pushing all of what it is that I do, that builds trust. And they go, oh, okay. Well, thanks for all the advice. And so rarely, if I can get to that point, obviously I'm promoting what I do first, but then I'm like, let me give you a couple free tips here. Even if you don't go with what I'm offering you, I'm here and you need to know these things. And that's when I'll go into the Facebook, the post option within the Google My Business app. And I've had business owners that are really hip to social media and Google, and they've said, oh, you're preaching to the choir, brother. I do these posts every single day. And I'm like, well, they last for 2 days. It might be overkill. And they're like, no, dude, people come in and they want their 10% discount. So I know they work. So I do them. And I'll recite that story that I've heard from another client to somebody who may not be familiar with it. And I'll say, I was just talking to this jewelry store. This is what he said. And so you've got to take a little bit of time to build trust. And it is another thing in sales is the longer that you can engage with somebody, the more that they feel they owe it to themselves to buy the product or service that you're selling. So if you can sit there and talk with somebody for an hour, they're going to feel like I've wasted an hour of my life if I don't do this.
That's a really good point.
You want to go in.
Yeah.
A long time ago, I was the director of sales for an ADT security company, and we were selling home security systems. And I moved on to be the director of development. And all of our sales guys were required, we would get mad at them if they didn't. They needed to be in home doing their presentation to that potential customer for 90 minutes. And if they left sooner than 90 minutes, we're like, no. Because once somebody hits an hour and a half with you, they're going to kick themselves because they're going to feel like I just wasted an hour and a half of my life if I don't do this. It's a subconscious thing. But the longer you can engage with somebody, the more likely they are to feel obliged to themselves to buy whatever it is you're selling, if that makes sense. But it works.
That's funny. So we're going to have an hour and a half call today. Everyone who watches to the very end, we need to sign up to Pro Plus on Cloud Painter. No, I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, it wasn't our plan. That's really funny. Okay, so check this out. That's awesome. I can tell you had a sales background. I wasn't sure what it was, but in-home, residential, security salesman, that is like great training, bro. It must have turned you into a straight-up G. I love that. Okay, so I want to go back a little bit. So you mentioned a couple of things like giving away some free advice to be able to build trust. Really cool. I also love the idea of, let's say you are pitching a strip center. We call them strip center that you can use. And you're 2 doors down and say, hey, well, Mary over here at the hair salon, she's using posts every couple of days, and it's working, which is cool because now it's like they know who Mary is. They know who that person is two doors down, and you mention their name. You're not not some crazy guy. Like legit is what you do. I like that. That's really awesome. Okay, so. Yeah, anytime you can mention folks that they probably know or talk about, well, everyone else is already doing this. Someone's like, well, kind of that FOMO, like, well, I don't want to miss out. I want to be the one guy who's not doing this. I could make this much more money, et cetera. That's cool.
And that actually brings up a good point. Like if you get into a specific niche, like I've done probably every jewelry store on the Front Range here in Colorado. Okay. And the jewelers know each other. They go to the same trade shows. Yeah. And I'll say, oh, well, I've done Jewel Fire Diamonds and Gene Goldberg Goldsmith. And they're like, oh, I know those guys. Sure, let me see what. And I show them. And the jewelers always go for the high-end tour. They always go for the hosted tour. They always have websites. And over the course of the last few years, hundreds of jewelers. And once I started, getting into the jeweler niche, I would go out and say, I'm going to go visit 10 jewelers today. And I would sell 8 of them. I'm like, great, now I'm booked up for the week. perfect, and then go out and do the shoots. So yeah, niches, or going into a particular area in a community. So you might have like a small shopping district, you know, in your town, and it's all, you know, small stores. So you go in and you sell one, you do the shoot, even though they may say, okay, I can do it in a week. Don't go talk to the neighbors yet. Go do the shoot. Then you can do the shoot. Then you can go talk to the guy next door, the guy next door, the guys next door, and show them the tour and how cool it looks. So, yep, here's what I just did for Jane over at, you know, Jane's Ice Cream. And bam, and they're like, oh, that's awesome. You can show them what it looks like on her website. So that way that gives you that extra upsell. They're like, well, if she did it, there's a good reason that you should do it as well. I've also run into situations where I will be in a small, you know, communal shopping area, and one person, the owner might say, oh, you know, I'm interested in this maybe. And then I'll ask, you know, well, do you know, are there any other business owners that you're friendly with here that you might think that might be interested in this? Can I go talk to somebody? And they'll say, yeah, you know, Bob right next door is a really nice guy. You know, I'm going to think about it. I'm not sure, but you go try Bob. And then I'll go in and I'll sell Bob, and I'll say, tell you what, Bob, if you can get Jane next door on board with this, I'll give you guys both $50 off. And Bob will walk store with me and say, you know, I think this is pretty cool. And I'll say, yeah, and you go, I can do you guys both in the same day. I'm right here. I'll give you each $50 off. And then boom, they're done. And I get 2 clients with one sale. So.
And it's like 10 extra minutes of work. That's awesome. I love that stuff, man. Like, you got to use each other. You got to pin against each other. And Bob's thinking, well, if I can't get her to buy this, then I'm not a good salesman. So he's like going there and saying, hey, I want $50 off. I want to do it. I'll close her down right now. that's what he's thinking. So you're both.
If you can get the other person really excited about it, then that really does help, because they're like, all right, I'm doing this anyways, you know, but I want $50 off. So let's go close her. We're already kind of on the fence, and they're like, well, he's doing it. And then they might respect him. You know, they're like, oh, his business does well. He makes wise business decisions. You know, yeah, I think this is probably the smart decision to make. If he's doing it, then I think I should do it too. And then it's
nobody wants to be the guinea pig. No one wants to be the first person, right? So it's the hardest one the first time. And then once you get in that community, there's a community I used to live by called Rice Village in Houston. Man, if you close one person, you got like 100 businesses right there you can just go into and utilize that one person. Say, hey, they did it, you know, and they're crushing it over there. Like, that's what you say to them, like, they're doing well over there. Like, a place is so busy, I can't believe it. I should charge more, but I'm not right now. So how about $200? You know? So, you know, I'm saying, like, something simple like that.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this section of the interview. If you want this entire interview, an hour and a half, sent to your inbox, scroll below the video, click on the link, and I'll send it to you. Also, join our Facebook group, Virtual Tour Profit, and of course, sign up and become a Pro Plus member on cloudpano.com and receive all our full features, use your own domain name, and host your virtual tours for life. We appreciate you guys being a part of the community, and we're excited to see you grow your business. I'll catch you in the next interview.